It's not your fault you don't have an internship yet. I know you look around and you feel terrible about yourself because all your peers are posting on LinkedIn about the great jobs they have for this summer, and you feel awful. But the truth is, they were just told information about the internship process that nobody ever told you. And without this information, it gave them such a huge advantage. Nobody ever told me that information. It's often told to the people by their dads or professors or administrators at prestigious universities who have programs to helping students get internships. I unfortunately had no such luck. I don't have a dad. I don't go to a prestigious university. I go to a no-name school. I have a terrible GPA. I study a useless major. But despite that, I was able to get 5 internships during my time at college, 3 of those at prestigious Fortune 500 companies, and one at a successful, high growing, fast startup. I want to share all the information I wish I knew when I was going into college to help you, and it will help you no matter what stage of your internship journey you are on in order to land that dream internship. The hard truth to hear is that cold applying is a total waste of time. I know it may feel productive. You say you apply to 100 jobs in one day, but that does almost nothing. You can see people all the time, they'll complain, they apply to 2,000 jobs, they don't even hear back for an interview. Nobody uses cold application anymore besides pyramid schemes. And even if you do get a cold application interview, a lot of the time it leads to nowhere because you're never really interested in that company to begin with. And you don't even want to really take the job. You're just looking for something to make you feel good. It was a quick hit of dopamine. It's a lot more effective to focus on a couple jobs and just go all in on those jobs. I did the scatter method too. I call it the shotgun method, where you just apply to a bunch of jobs, and it really wasn't working for me. But when you really hone in on just a couple opportunities and reach out to the people within that company, or just learn more about that company, research it, and find out how you can get your foot in the door, you'll see a lot more success. And once you find these opportunities, sure, put your application through the cold application portal, but I'm going to show you 2 ways to actually apply for a job that actually work and will actually generate you some results. And here are those methods. I call this the alumni method, and the way you go about this is to go onto your school's LinkedIn page. For this example, I'm using Rutgers, and the company I want to work for is Google. So I'm on Rutgers page right now. I'm going to click alumni, and once I'm in this alumni tab, I'm going to search where they work. I'm going to put in Google. And after this, it'll show where all the Rutgers alumni who ended up working at Google, it'll show all of their pages. And I would go about and reach out to about 10 or 20 of them who are actually relevant to my search. And I'd find about half of them would actually accept it. And when you send that initial connect, I don't recommend having a message associated with the connect. I would just send a blind connect. This way people are more likely to accept it. They want to see what you have to say and how it might actually relate to them. Once they accept that request, I would send a really short message to them, something like 4 sentences. I would do 2 sentences explaining who you are and 2 sentences explaining what you want from them. As you can see in this message, I said, my name is Tommy. I just completed an internship doing X, and I appreciate discussing your sales experience and advice I prepare for his company's intern recruiting. If you have any time in the coming weeks, please let me know. Thanks. And you may be really hesitant to do so. You may feel bad reaching out. But you have to realize all these alumni at some point in their career, they were helped out by someone who was an alumni and helped them advance them to where they are today. And they'd be more than happy to help you out and return the favor. And I'd say it's like a 90% success rate. If they accept that message, they'll help you out. So after Craig and I hopped on that call, he was really, if they accept that connection request, there's about a 90% chance that they then reply to that message and want to help you out and hop on a call. In this particular example, I said to Craig, hey, I just finished that book you told me about on our call. I additionally applied to CrowdStrike Sales Internship Program. Thanks for your advice and support. I think it's very important you don't ask for a referral on the first call you meet somebody. Actually do your homework and whatever they tell you to do your homework and go and do that. Because as you can see, Craig went ahead and gave me a referral for this internship. I actually ended up getting this internship. Now, this method is great, but it doesn't always work because sometimes there's not a lot of alumni at the company you want to work for. On my most recent internship, that was the case, and I had to go about using a different method. Now, this next method I call the cold outreach method, and it's not as effective as the alumni method, but it can be used in a lot of situations where the alumni method just can't. Like if a company just doesn't have a lot of alumni from your school, I would go ahead and use this. Now, we're going to use this free tool called Apollo.io. It's not sponsored, but I'll put the link in the bio. It's not a sponsored video at all. They don't give me any money. I'm going to click on this technical recruiter for Microsoft. Let's say I want to work at Microsoft. I would find a recruiter. And it works even better if you can find the recruiter for your specific job function. Maybe there's marketing or computer scientist. They'll usually say next to their name. But it will take Apollo a second to load. And while it does, I'm going to pop up the email that I would send to a recruiter. Something really short and to the point. As you can see, this email, I just put my name, my relevant work experience, and what I've done in those previous roles, and how I can add value to their organization. And as you can see, Apollo has now loaded, and I'm going to hit access email, and then Apollo will then give me Diane's email that I can go ahead and send her a cold email to. I'm not going to show her email in this video, but this has 100% worked for me. I've gotten 2 internship interviews, and I've gotten both of the jobs from these interviews. The most common problem I see with people and their internship search is that they're applying for jobs or looking for jobs that are just out of their range right now. And I know that might sound discouraging, but that is only right now. There are things you can do to increase your resume, increase your credentials, and to get those jobs later on. I applied for an internship my sophomore year and I didn't get it. But during my junior year, I got it because I was more qualified and I worked during that year to get that. You may want the internship now, but it just doesn't work like that. You have to think about this as a 4-year process, not a 1-week process. You have to do things that will help you get to that end goal. Just have a clearly defined end goal in mind. I think it's great to set high goals for yourself and to be ambitious and to try and get those top internships. And those are entirely possible to get, but you have to do work before that in order to get those internships. I myself worked really hard to get the job I just had, but I had to do a lot of internships I didn't like. I had to work a job stocking shelves to get sales experience. That's not sales experience, but on my resume, I got to say I was a sales intern. I had to work a job in Texas, which is across the country for me. I live in New Jersey. But because of those 2 experiences, I was able to get the job I most recently had this summer, and I love it. So what I'm trying to say is you can 100% get those high-paying, really prestigious internships, but you have to do the work beforehand. Find a job that will hire you no matter what, because you can't get a prestigious internship without having an internship beforehand. A lot of schools will offer internship programs, the entry level, kind of smaller companies, and they might not be as prestigious, but they're exactly what you need to get your foot in the door and get some meaningful experience to get those high-paying, prestigious internships. If that doesn't work, I just ask around. I know it hurts to ask people around you for help, but maybe there's an uncle or a father or somebody. I don't have a father. Again, I got this internship through my school's program. You can ask around professors. Just ask anyone for experience on the job in the field that you want. Hopefully this information will help you guys out in your internship search process. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to drop a comment below. If you have any questions about your process or anything I can do to help you, please let me know because I'd love to help you guys out. Without any further ado, I wish you all the best of luck. The next video, I'll be talking about how you can ace these internship interviews. So once you get that application process done, you have the interviews, I'll help you with that section next. Anyways, take care, and I'm glad you can make it.